Love makes the world go round. Or at least it makes the world wobble dramatically, spill its coffee, and buy a lot of questionable greeting cards. I'm ES Bunny, your 40 million year old Bunnyman host, part YouTuber, part ancient eyewitness, and full-time survivor of every awkward mating ritual you can imagine. I've been hit by Cupid's arrow more times than I can count, and yes, it still stings. I've even been married a few times, and once accepted a royal daughter's hand because a Babylonian king asked nicely. Which is to say, he didn't ask at all. Kings tend to dictate such things. Over 40 million years, I've watched humans invent rituals to make sense of attraction. Songs, dances, sacrifices, secret lotteries, and the occasional penny card that calls you a lemon. Valentine's Day is just the latest chapter in that long, messy book of human attempts to package affection into a single day, or a bouquet that dies in 3 days and leaves you with a vase you have no idea where to store. Okay, Mr. Fridge, this is yours now. Valentine's didn't begin with chocolates and cinematic montages. It began as a fertility festival in ancient Rome. A messy, goat-adjacent celebration where men drew women's names from a jar and paired up. Basically, ancient Secret Santa, except instead of getting gag gifts, it was a lottery for who got their luck picking someone up. Later, the day got tangled with the story of a couple of martyred priests named Valentine. That's when the festival focus shifted from ritual pairing to saintly remembrance. But the holiday wouldn't become inseparable from love until humans mistakenly thought that the 14th of February was also the day birds' seasonal libido kicked in, which of course was as scientific as leeches sucking out the demons. You humans have a flair for the bizarre, and Valentine's Day is no different. Love isn't enough for your holiday. It's also a day to let potential suitors down. There were vinegar Valentines in the 1800s. Penny cards designed to politely and publicly reject his suitor with lines like, "'Tis a lemon that I hand you and bid you now skidoo, because I love another, there is no chance for you." Fast forward through the centuries, from Renaissance artists turning romantic myth into chiseled abs and cherubic toddlers, to early printers who realized you could sell feelings on paper, and we find ourselves in the early 20th century. By 1912, Hallmark was mass-producing Valentines with lacy borders and tasteful gold trim. Gold. I remember. It was gold. Huh? Where was I? Oh yeah! Hallmark comes around and suddenly romance could be boxed, stamped, and delivered with a pre-approved sentiment. Somewhere between Aphrodite rising from seafoam and a Hallmark assembly line, love got both mythic and merchandise. Beyond the capitalism, Valentine's Day is a global event. Cultures have adapted the day to their own ways. My favorite is in South Korea, where women give chocolates on February 14th, men reciprocate on White Day a month later, and singles commiserate on April 14th, known as Black Day. The lonely celebrate by slurping black noodles alone in their dim apartments. Nothing says, "I'm fine," like a bowl of darkened cobs and dramatic lighting. If you're single this February 14th, don't panic. Dating is basically a science project humans started 5 minutes ago. And so far, it's mostly baking soda volcanoes and emotional combustion. Let me put it in perspective. If all of human history were a single day, organized modern dating would have started in the last couple of seconds. For most of recorded history, finding love meant your parents arranging it, or worse, being treated like property. The idea that two people might choose each other for fun, movies, and dinner is a very recent experiment, and humans are still figuring it out. So if you're awkward, confused, or accidentally text "you up" at 2 a.m., you're participating in a brand new social technology. Be gentle with yourself. If you're wondering whether to trust an ancient bunnyman with love advice, remember, I've statistically smooched more sentient beings than you'll ever know. That gives me a ridiculous amount of anecdotal data, and the humility to admit most of it was learned the hard way. So here's my hard-won counsel. You humans have always tried to ritualize affection. Keep the rituals that make you kinder, ditch the ones that make you cruel. If all else fails, call me, E.S. Bunny. I'll bring the time, the terrible puns, and maybe a cryptid documentary or two. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, why don't you give me a like and subscribe? You can check out some of my other videos too. Oh, also, let me know what you want me to talk about next. As a 40 million year old bunny, there's a lot to cover.